Hey everyone, this is Chelsea Schaefer. Welcome back to The Score. We are getting back in the habit of recording these episodes. I am sorry I needed a little bit of a break before the year got started, but we're back. The year is obviously, it is March, it has started, but I have been just taking a little hiatus from the podcast for no reason other than travel has been crazy, everything has been nuts, work has been wonderful, the magazine has been so busy. And now I am back. So today's episode is a special treat. When all of the hubbub came about with Doug Arnew on Facebook, of course, our friends over at the Flatbed Podcast got Doug on right away. Jordan and Doug talked. They had a great conversation. You should listen to it. But my buddies, Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorp, decided they really wanted to get a hold of Doug, and it just so happened that Doug had taken a lesson a week earlier from Wesley. So Wesley decided he would give Doug a call and see if Doug would be down to coming on The Score to talk to those two. Because you see, Tyler and Wesley have a bunch of plans with Doug. They want to make sure he is taken care of, and he learns, him and his partners get schools, so they're going to donate their time. They're going to work with their sponsors to donate all kinds of cool stuff to these guys, just to really boost them up a little bit, because we want to make sure that the lower number guys are getting the love that they deserve too, and Tyler and Wesley are going to do their part to make sure that they give back to guys like Doug who are out there struggling. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're going to review the situation a little bit with Doug. Doug took to Facebook, to a Facebook group, I think it was team roping, etc., to talk about his challenges with healers. And maybe Doug didn't word it ideally, but he talked about his catch percentages, that they're very high. He's roping in the 7.5, and he was looking for some healers that were out there to work as hard as he was. So of course, I'm pretty sure most everybody in the team roping community knows what I'm talking about. We'll drop it in the episode notes. If you somehow missed it, we'll drop a link to it in the episode notes. But in the meantime, I want you to hear from Tyler and Wesley and Doug, and occasionally me. I chimed in, trying to keep the conversation somewhat on the rails for this episode of The Score. But I hope you all enjoy this episode with Tyler Wade, Wesley Thorp, and Doug Arnew.
So this will be on The Score for the Team Roping Journal. They do a podcast, catch up on all the recent team roping news, etc. And we figured that you were a pretty hot topic right now. And
yeah,
I told them that I knew you good enough that I thought we could pull this off.
oh yeah.
So first off, Doug, we met. You came to the house, was it about a week or two ago?
Yeah, it was about 3 weeks ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
Doug, rumor has it is you didn't even know who Wesley Thorp was.
You know, I did not know who Wesley Thorp is. I wasn't following the roping that much to even know who the top 15 guys were.
Who's to say that he is now? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's all over.
I think he's like
the news
16th
now,
right now.
You know, but I didn't. I mean, when I walked up to the roping pen, and I was standing there talking to one of the kids that helps Wesley, and Wesley was standing there, and I looked at. I mean, he was just standing there, so I looked straight at Wesley, and I'm like, "Who are you?" That's a great way to start it off, right?
Hey, we got it figured out.
We just need to know what Indy does, decide if we like him or not.
Well, he pointed me to the roping pin.
To be fair, he was hard on healers since day one. But
the only thing I'll tell you, Doug, is when you made that post, I couldn't have agreed more.
Well, I guess, you know, in retrospect, I could have worded it a little bit better. You know, I was kind of hard on the guys that had healed before that weekend, you know, saying, oh, well, you know, they weren't catching for me, and they're still not catching for me. Well, I mean, I went to a roping Thursday night, and I had a guy miss. He said he missed on purpose.
Wesley gives
He
me the
posted it on
same
Facebook.
crap.
Yeah, and then I had another guy score. He wouldn't even run with me, and I went out there, caught the steer, turned him off. Just basically, I just ran him like a practice steer, and worked on my handling. I mean, when you leave that box, you know whether that healer's there or not. So
Right.
Was it a straight draw or was it pick and draw?
it was a pick and draw.
Surely they didn't enter with him in this.
No, I'm trying to figure out the dynamic of the roping here. So you
Yeah, it
got
was an
How much
8.5
were the
handicap
fees?
pick and draw.
so pick and draw, and he was one of your draw runs, and he
Yes, sir.
completely scored.
Yeah, he just sat there and let me run down the pin, and as soon as I left that box, I knew that he had done that, but that was all right. I went ahead and roped my steer, caught him, dallied, didn't look at my horn, dallied, slowed skip down, brought that steer around the corner, nice and easy, and I kind of pulled him across the pin 2 or 3 jumps, and then let him go, just like you would in a practice.
How much were the entry fees?
$100.
I can't afford to score on somebody. I'm gonna have to run every one of them. Maybe that's just the
Well,
way his bank account's set up. He can afford to do that.
but anyway,
It all started with somebody just telling him what everybody else is thinking. You know what I mean? Doug spoke his mind.
That's all I'm saying. I felt like they're trying to put words in your mouth, Doug, and you put the words out there exactly like you meant it.
Well, exactly, and that's what a lot of them are doing. They're like saying, "Oh, Doug wants a healer that can catch 80%," or "Doug wants a healer that can catch 23 out of 24," and that's not what I
Here's the
said.
deal, though. Honestly, you never mentioned catching 2 feet. You just mentioned getting to the next round, and surely a 4+ can put something down there and get you to the short round.
Right,
So that's
exactly.
what I
I
told
never
Wesley. I was like,
said
he's
you
not
got.
asking for 80% on 2 feet. He's asking for a time for the next one.
Yes, exactly.
With these tens, they'll let you down just as much as anything, though. Too.
That's what
I figured out.
you today, and you did not.
I did miss both of them today, but
in the first round.
but honestly, my healers missed them all yesterday. So
I've learned at this point, Doug, it's just a hitter's world, and we're living in it.
yeah. And that's what Doug was trying
Yes.
to express on Facebook till everybody got mad about it.
Well, honestly, I think what it is all the guys that are not putting in the work, and they're not trying to be consistent. They're not trying to elevate their game. They're the ones that got all bent out of shape because I said I roped 23 out of 24, and I did, honestly.
Yeah. I was up to that point until today. Then I went 0 for 2. So so we're
Well,
done with that count. We're gonna start fresh tonight. Is my plan.
yeah, you got to start over. And honestly, I've done that too. I've gone to the roping and missed every steer, and had to went home and licked my wounds and said, well, hey, you got to go back to the basics. And that's when I went to Wesley's. I went to Wesley's because I wasn't roping really good, and I wanted to figure out what was going on.
After
And
going to Wesley's, you're like, you know what? These healers are a problem. That's what I get mostly when I go to Wesley's too. I get the same thing.
Yeah.
But
So, but one of the things that this has helped me understand is, if I can't handle my steers correctly, then I'm not giving my healers a fair shot at catching. And so that's what, and that's what Wesley and I worked at. And he'll tell you that, Skip was ducking off to the left, and it's not Skip's fault. Skip is a great horse. It's my fault. I'm telling him to go left when I shouldn't be.
Doug, when we get off this call, I got my friends at Trent Ward Saddles. They're going to send you a breast collar. I've already talked to them, got the deal done. You get to pick the color. We're going to get the ball rolling.
I appreciate that. I mean, hey, this is an expensive sport, and it's kind of tough to go out there and spend a lot of money on gear when you're just trying to enter.
Yeah. Well, what I got out of your post was you're just trying to find somebody to match your work ethic.
Yes, sir. And that's basically what I was trying to do, is find somebody that, would goes out to the barn not once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day. I mean, I get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I go do my chores. And before I come back into the house to work, I'll go rope my dummy sitting on a 50-gallon barrel with a saddle strap to it. And I'll practice roping them horns, pulling my dally, going to the horn without looking at it, and physically keeping my left foot into my horse until I'm ready to turn off. And I do that 2-3 times a day, every day.
Well, like for me, like we're over there in Washington at a rodeo, and we hadn't done any good in like 2 weeks, and I'm roping the head dummy religiously. And Wesley comes back. He went to the damn carnival, and he's got a funnel cake in his hand. That's the same thing I'm talking about with these healers. I'm checking the draw. I'm roping the dummy. You know, half the time I got to go pay both our fees, praying that he pays me back.
Doug, I think you honestly got to let healers do the healer things. You know what I mean? You know what
You got,
I mean?
I mean, you do have to feed them desserts on some occasion. But this guy, we ain't won nothing in a month, and what does he do? Goes to the carnival.
Hey, you gotta reset. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, my take in is on that is, if he wants to go out there and heal my steer holding a funnel cake or, eating cotton candy and he can do it, hey, let him do it. I don't care. I just want him to catch something so I can go to the next round.
Well, the problem is if he don't, then we just see how he's acting outside of the arena.
Well, he's going to be high
starts.
on sugar, so be careful.
Today's episode is brought to you by Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorp's World Youth Team Roping Championships, March 21st to 23rd, 2025. Yep, that's this weekend at 377 Arena in Stephenville, Texas. There is an open handicap the whole way down to the World Youth Team Roping Championships, presented by Las Tunas Cattle Company, main event that's going to give out all kinds of big money, big prizes. There's an open ladies breakaway because Tyler and Wesley said they wanted to, #add breakaway, and you will absolutely enjoy this whole weekend. Whether you are coming to see all of our vendors or you're coming to see who wins the Las Tunas Horsemanship Award on the head side and the heel side, we're giving away 2 yearling fillies from Las Tunas. They're Palominos. They look like twins. They are perfect. The head horse is Riata eligible. They're absolutely unreal. Las Tunas has been a huge supporter of the World Youth Team Roping Championship. Or you're coming to see the Ace Ashford World Youth Team Roping Championship warm-up roping, the 14 and under. There's so much going on. Holy cow. There's dummy ropings. This event is completely stacked. Tons and tons of sponsors stepped up to make this an amazing event for the kids. And it's going to be something, absolutely something. And you can enter on site, so no stress about pre-entering. If you want to check that out, check out Facebook page, World Youth Team Roping Championships. Tyler and Wesley have been sharing a ton of stuff about it. So that is our sponsor of today's episode. Thanks, and that's thanks to Tyler and Wesley.
Doug, so you got a jackpot today, correct?
Well, yeah, they got a roping up there in Graham, but the guy that I was going to go up there with, his horse got caught up in some panels or something, and I mean, some serious damage. So he's not going. So I was thinking I wasn't going to go up there. I mean, the problem is, if I'm going to draw guys that are just going to either throw it in the dirt or score on me, which, and you wouldn't believe how many of them are threatening to do that. Why am I going to go up there?
Well, we got to let them. We got to let them be them. But now that we got a minute here to talk with the public, what are some things about Doug that you would say generally the ideal person in the Western industry would like? Are you a Republican?
Yes, sir, I am. Diehard.
There you go.
There we go. So we're getting started.
So we got to build a little bit of
rapport.
We got to get we got to get it back behind, get some steam back behind us, Doug. I think we can do it.
Let's just think of the positives for now instead of the negatives from everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
We got a breast collar coming.
Yeah,
you voted Republican. That's
I've been a Republican my whole life.
Catch rate's high.
Catch rates is high.
Handles are getting better.
Handles are getting better, and the work ethic looks to be extreme.
That's we got that covered.
All right.
Yeah, I think now we just got to get the crowd behind us.
I think we're on that way. We're
No,
on the way.
it is taking a turn.
Yeah.
Doug, I will say, Doug, I've been impressed because Tyler and I both have spent a lot of money trying to build our brand, and in one damn post, you reached the extent of all team roping. And that's pretty good. And so, yeah, at first I feel like you got a little flack, but I think there's going to be a lot of good come out of it.
I mean, I can see that we've posted, like almost 1,000 times, and Doug's posted once and got more followers than all of us.
I feel like that was an attack.
It's not. No, you're doing a good job. I'm just saying. Doug,
Chelsea manages Tyler's social media, and so she might need some advice.
I mean, I'm jealous. I'm really jealous about that.
well, that's what we started saying now. Before she makes a post, what would Doug do?
So what I got to do is I got to make t-shirts.
It's time to just speak your mind.
Yeah.
They always said authenticity is the best way.
Yeah.
So I need to get some t-shirts that says "What would Dougie do?" Huh?
Yeah, we got you covered on that. Doug.
What's the profit margin on something like that?
We got a lot of ideas for you, Doug. We're working on that. You stay tuned.
But Doug, what have your friends said? Like, so we know what every single person on Facebook said.
What have your friends that are healers say?
Yeah, what have your friends said about this situation?
Well, the funny thing is I don't really have a lot of friends in the roping world because I just kind of got started.
Okay.
We're about to change
It's
that.
kind of like the socias and the greasers between the headers and the healers. You know what I mean? You got two different two different sides
I
of the
think
fence.
more than anything, he separated the headers and healers.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. I'll just let you guys ask the questions. It's like I've never done this before.
We got Chelsea nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. A few friends that I do have, they stand behind me, and they've healed for me, and, they've not caught for me, and they understand that it wasn't a personal attack on healers or anybody else,
Yeah, and honestly, it's hard to get somebody behind you in and out of the arena.
Exactly. Yeah.
Doug, what have you taken away from this situation? Like, have you gained any perspective or have you learned anything?
Yeah, don't ask for healers on Facebook.
That's fair, Doug. That's fair.
Well, no, you can ask for healers, just don't ask for good healers because they get mad about it.
It's almost like they took offense all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You really struck a nerve. They must be hot on their mind right now.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of them.
We could live 360 them and see which one putting in the most work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess it's just like, everybody says you just got to keep your head down, work hard, and keep grinding at it, and it'll come one day.
What do you think about merchandise-wise? Some Dougie merchandise.
Oh, I'd love it. I mean, to be honest with you, at first I was really upset. And obviously some of my comments showed that. But now that, it's a day or two out and I'm getting, a lot of friends are.
The public's coming back around.
Oh, yeah.
All my friends are backing me. And then you wouldn't believe the number of, requests for friends. And they're all just saying, hey, man, stick to your guns. We all understand, what you meant and where you're coming from. We've all been through it. And they're all like, you got a t-shirt, you got a hat, do it like Dougie is what they say.
Wesley has a couple slogans for us.
We're
give us a spill on something.
We're gonna hook you up on that, Doug. We'll stay tuned on the t-shirt deal. We're gonna get us a deal going.
And we have a plan ourselves to help you progress. So we want to help you succeed. So we're gonna invite you over a couple times too to come rope with us.
Do you think you'll learn something from Tyler, or do you think
Wesley
he'll be better than Wesley as far as
where he wanted to go?
Well, after he went to my place, his healers weren't doing good. He was turning them. You know what I mean? So I feel like Doug
I
Doug
don't.
was doing
I
his
think he
deal.
got too much confidence in Doug when he went to your house, and then he went to bash your kind.
Oh, I think you probably caught all of them for him. Did you
Yeah,
catch everything
No.
for him?
he
Well,
needed.
I healed a couple for Doug. There was Zane was healing some, and Mike healed.
He needed a 10 and got a 2.
Did was Mike healing for you that day, or was Zane?
He tried to heal a couple for me.
He tried him.
Fair enough.
The funny thing is, and I felt really bad about it. Right when I showed up, I was feeling, pretty confident, and I went out there and just roped really bad. And I don't know if it because Wesley intimidated me or what it was,
He is
but
intimidating.
Well, to
yeah,
be fair, we did have some horns in there that were pretty big. We had some big old steers in there, and there were
yeah,
some that weren't, and you didn't have any problem with those. But the ones that had the big bases were a little harder.
Don't feel bad. No, no. The last.
Let me ask you this, Doug. Did you go to Wesley's and the box was long, the steers had big horns, and every one of them go to the right?
and there was some head tricks in there too.
Yeah.
You're telling that's what I'm saying, Doug. I've dealt with the same bull.
The
Hey,
last time I went to Wesley's for a video shoot, I think Luke Brown and Cody Snow both packed up and went home. They said no thank you
It's
to
a
Wesley's steers.
hey, Doug, if we can get through that,
it's literally like he's trying to bring his headers
they,
down when he comes over there.
I I was getting ready to make an identical post on the other side because we got to get to the bottom of this, and
They
I
have
feel
social
like
media managers who don't allow that kind of thing.
I
Though.
feel like if the headers can make it through a day over there, Doug, we're gonna make progress. You stayed hooked the whole time. You didn't pack up and leave, and I think we got some momentum there.
Well, it goes back to the work ethics. If I can't rope your steers, I ain't gonna rope nothing.
That's what. Yeah, I agree.
Honestly, if you
And
couldn't rope his steers, you could probably rope a good one still.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I learn to rope his steers,
Then you
right, and
won't ever. Then you'll be 24 for 24.
well, then nobody will believe me. They'll all be calling me.
Oh, that's funny.
Fair
Uh,
enough.
That's our
but
goal, Doug.
I would love to come rope with y'all. I mean, I'm open to rope with anybody, and even, I mean, the thing
Anybody
about
that puts the work in.
well, even if
Got
they,
to
I
have
mean,
matched
hey,
effort on the other side of the.
when you draw, right, you don't know who you're going to get, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to go out there and give them 100%.
Yeah,
And
I think the guy that scored and all that, they tell you, I think it's just showing their character, not yours.
well, and I agree with you. And he made himself look stupid, in my opinion. You know,
I
now
agree.
the guy that posted on Facebook that he said he purposely threw it in the dirt. Well, nobody knew it.
I think he just missed and was upset about it, and he didn't know what else to say.
Well, that's what Holly and I said. He didn't want to admit that he missed roping with the king, and so you
I
guys have
think
heard that song, right?
well, oh yeah, Doug the Roping King.
Yeah, I love that song. I mean, it's poking fun at me a little bit, but I mean, hey, I'm human. I make mistakes, but I love it that somebody took the time to put the words on paper and put it to a tune. I love it.
At this point, Doug, we're embracing it all, man. I think it's all good.
Cool.
The only
I
thing at
do.
this point we can control is our effort and our attitude.
And you're correct. All we can do is control what we do and how we react. And we do the best that we can. I don't care if it's Wesley Thorp, the king of healers, or Dougie,
King of headers.
yeah, we all put our boots on the same. We all got to get out of bed in the morning and put our boots on. Now, Wesley, he probably wears Hey Dudes or something like that, but,
I'm not even
we
sure
all
he'd
got,
take time to put his boots on, man.
Crocs.
that's right. So we all put our boots on the same way, and we all try the best that we can.
We don't
Some
all
days,
do that. That's why we had to look for someone that did on Facebook.
well,
But the ones that do, I get. You're speaking for the ones that will.
yeah. Well, we all try hard in one way or another. Maybe it's not roping. Maybe, I mean, here's the thing. I understand that there's a lot of guys out there that just rope for the fun of it. They go to the
Right.
roping pin on a Friday night or a Saturday, and they hang out with all their friends, and they laugh and joke and drink a few beers and chase a few steers down the pen, and they're happy. And
It actually sounds like a pretty nice little Saturday, Doug.
It sounds like Cody
yeah,
Johnson's song.
yeah,
Or
no
no, he's
pressure.
saying the roping pen, Trent Willman.
No pressure there.
Like
But there are some guys out there that want to become a better roper. And, it's hard to go to the ropings and you put your money down on the line, and then everybody else is acting like they really don't care.
Gotta weed
And
those out.
Couldn't agree more. If the rope bag's empty and the beer cooler's full, they're in trouble.
Oh, shoot. So anyway,
well, Doug, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you, Doug.
Well, I appreciate you guys spending the time, taking the time out of your day. I know you're busy. You're on the road. Wesley's missing a few, and so I don't know. Maybe
you've tuned into the Cowboy
He has
channel.
started watching the Cowboy Channel.
Now he knows
Well,
who's in the top 15.
maybe he needs to put that funnel cake down.
Yeah.
Well, you know how it is with these healers, Doug. If it ain't one thing, it's another.
Oh yeah, but anyway, I really appreciate your time, and this was fun. It was fun.
We'll stay in touch with you, Doug. We'll have you over. We'll make us a plan.
Okay, thank you
Send
very
us
much.
that address. We got breast collars coming.
Text
Okay.
me your address, Doug.
All righty.
All right, thanks, brother.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
You too.
Thank you so much for listening to today's crazy episode of The Score. Thanks, Tyler and Wesley. Hopefully we get to do this a little bit more because this was more fun than recording an episode all by myself. And this episode is brought to you by the World Youth Team Roping Championships, the roping that Tyler and Wesley have organized, and it's coming up this weekend. Enter on site. You can absolutely still get in. We are super excited for it. We'll be there. It'll be streaming, I believe, on X Factor, and you can watch it. You can show up. You can come and support the kids. You can come and support all the sponsors. It's going to be a lot of fun. The pros will be roping with the kids. They're going to be giving away amazing prizes from Trent Ward Saddlery. They're going to give away a John Deere Gator. They're going to give away 2 colts from Las Tunas Cattle Company. It's really going to be something. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope we see you at the World Youth Team Roping Championship next weekend in Stephenville, Texas. That's March 21st to 23rd. I guess I should say this weekend, March 21st to 23rd. Talk to you soon.